Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and another tutorial. Today we're going to work on this cute poncho, this two-tone, two-colored poncho. Today I'm going to use this big twist. It is a category medium 4 and use a 5mm hook, and this color is burgundy, and I got this from Joanne. And I also have a beige cream kind of cream color to for our accent. So let's begin. So we're going to start off with our slip knot, and we need to chain a multiples of 3. Now when you're making this chain, you can use a measuring tape if you want, but you want to chain from, measure from shoulder to shoulder and then add an additional 3 inches to that. So I'm going to make my chain here. I'm going to make 86 chains, and I will be back. So once you have your chains, you're going to add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're going to skip 2 and go into that third stitch with 3 double crochet. That chain that you made there does not count as a stitch yet. Skip 2, go into the next one with 3 double crochets, and do this all the way across. So at the end of my row, I have 2 chains left. You might have 3, just skip 2 and then make your double crochet into that last stitch. So instead of me chaining, I'm going to make a single crochet stack, and that's going to replace a chain, and it counts as a double crochet. If you don't want to do a double crochet, a single crochet stack, you can chain 4 and then turn your work. But I'm going to pull my loop up just a little bit, turn my work without chaining, go back into that first stitch with a single crochet. There's my single crochet. That's the front loop. This is the back loop. Put your hook into that back loop, yarn over, and make another single crochet, and that counts as a double crochet. So now into that same space, you're going to make 2 double crochets, and that gives you 3 double crochets. That double single crochet stack counts as a double crochet. So you only put 2 with that. So now you just go right into that next section with another 3 double crochet. And you're going to do that all the way across. For each of your sections, make 3 double crochets. So we're at the end of the row. Go into that first double crochet in the beginning when you made your first 3 double crochets and make a double crochet. So again, if you want to, you can chain 4 and turn. But again, I'm going to make another double single crochet stack. So I'm going to make that single crochet stack. That counts as one double crochet, and then add 2 double crochets for that. Skip over, go into the next stitch with 3 double crochet. Okay, that's going to keep everything nice and lined up. See how nice and straight that is? And then make your way again all the way to the end. Okay, so back to the end of the row again, and remember, just go right into, now this is your double crochet stack, so right up at the top you will have that V right there. Go right into your V with your double crochet. Okay, And just do the same thing again. Chain 4, 4, make your single crochet stack. Turn your work, make your single crochet stack, and continue on. So go back into that first stitch with 2 double crochets, and then skip over and go into the next section with 3 double crochet. And that is your pattern, back and forth, until you get it as long as you want. I might do a few more rows, and then when I come back, we will do our little accent color. Okay, so I've made about 4 rows, and then I'm on the 5th row. Now we're going to incorporate our other color. I came in with 3 clusters of those double crochets in 3 of those spaces, and now I'm going to go into the next section with 2 double crochets. Now for those who don't know how to change your yarn out, go ahead and continue making your double crochet, but only slip through 2 one time. Now we're going to incorporate our yarn. This is a thicker yarn, but this is just for tutorial purposes, so I can show you how I did the design on the red one. So go ahead and pull that through. You want to pull that brown yarn just a little bit, just to get it a little tight there, so the stitch comes together. I'm going to drop that brown yarn and then continue with my beige yarn. You can weave that in as you go along, but I don't like the look of that where it's sitting on top of the stitches, so I will weave that in later. But now we're just going to make our double crochets. Now because this is a smaller garment, I'm not going to go all the way across. Well, I didn't go all the way across on the big one either, but I'm going to make a few less stitches, a few less grand list. Okay, so this is what I have so far, and I've come back to that brown here. So now I'm going to go into this next stitch with 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to switch out my color again. So like before, go ahead and make your double crochet, but only pull through 2. Grab that yarn, pull it through, and then continue on. Now this is going to be the back side of my garment. I will be weaving those in. I'm just not going to do that on camera. So just continue on with your pattern across, making your double crochets, making your clusters, going back and forth. I have 28 rows, and I have 16 double crochets going across. My granny square clusters going across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So of course, half of 16 is 8. So you're gonna count from here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And put your stitch marker right there in between those clusters. Okay, so you should have 8 on this side and 8 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that gives you 8 on each side. So this is the middle of your project. So now half of 8 is 4, right? So we're going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop right here. But now I have my 4 clusters on this side, and then I have my stitch marker here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that we've established where our neck is going to be, if you want to, if your project is bigger and it's too far apart, the neck area, you can always come in a few more of these clusters, and you determine how to do that, how wide you want it to be. So now we're going to continue on. I'm going to just turn this way so we can see. And right here in this first stitch, I'm going to put my yarn here. So this is the correct side of my work. So I have that side facing me. I'm going to go ahead and put my stitch marker where that first put my hook, sorry, where my first stitch marker is, and go right in and chain one. Oops. And now we're going to make the same amount of chains that we have in this section here. So from your in between your first and second stitch marker here, ignore that middle one. In between those are how many chains you're going to make for this neckline. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 clusters going here. That's going to give me 24. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 24, which works perfectly because remember we want to stay within that multiples of 3. We want to stay within that range. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've made your 27 chains, now you're going to bring your hook all the way over to that other side of your garment where that next stitch marker is, and go ahead and slip stitch. You can take that stitch marker out if you want to. So this is where we begin our neck. So once you slip stitch over here, you're going to chain 1, 2, and then go back into that same section with 3 double crochets because you don't want to skip over that gap there. And then go into the next stitch with 3 double crochets and make your way all the way to your end. Okay, so now I have 3 chains left. I'm going to skip these last 2 here and go into this last stitch with 3 double crochets, making my final cluster from that chain. Okay, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side, which is the other, we're going into the other side, and you should have 8 clusters going this way on the bottom portion. Well, this is the back side, so you should have 8 here and 8 here out of that chain that you made there. So just like on the other side, we got to make another cluster right here. So we're going to go right here into this space here, incorporate that yarn so you don't have to weave in later unless you want to. I just find weaving it in makes it more secure, but whatever your preference is. So I'm going to put 3 double crochets there and then just continue with my pattern. You're going to turn your work when you get to the end of your row. Turn your work and continue on going in between each of those spaces, and here is the top. So from here we're going to work on the collar. Now let's work on the collar. So now as you can see, this is the area, this is when we added the new collar right here. Oops, right here. So we added the other side. So now again, you want to have your work the correct side out. You come a little closer. So now you want to go into the very first section here of the neck part. Let's grab our yarn. Now you go ahead and attach it with a slip knot. Pull that through. Chain 1. And now we're just going to make some simple single crochets going around. Now the neck portion is completely up to you. You can make it longer. You can just put a couple of rows in there. But I'm going to put 2 single crochets into these sections here, right in between the clusters. So make your 2 double crochets into each of those clusters, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. I'm sorry, when you get around to the other side, because the other side has your double crochets there, has your clusters. You're just going to put, again, go around and put 2
single crochets into each of those sections. Okay, so when I come back, I'll meet you here back at the beginning. Okay, so this is my first row of single crochets, and just keep going around and around. If you want to, you can make it kind of like a turtleneck and just keep going up, 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 or you can just do a couple of rows and then that's that. You don't have to do any more. But this is what I have so far. I want to show you how to do the bottom portion. Now on the bottom portion, I'm going to add my beige color, just a couple of rows. You want to flip it around, flip it over so that you're at the front of the garment and the neck is down at the bottom. So now you're going to grab your hook, go into that very first, well actually you're going to go into the double crochet stack, the single crochet stack, and then grab your accent color. Now, in your corners, you want to put 3 single crochets into each of your corners. And this is just going to allow it to make its way around in a nice smooth transition. And then go into your next stitch with a single crochet. And then just make your way across and around. Okay? You're going to go all the way around your garment, all the way down at the bottom, all the way up on the sides. Remember when you get to that corner, you're going to make you're going to put 3 single crochet there in that corner. And then just continue making your way around into each corner. You're only going to have 2 corners at the bottom. Well, actually it's 4. So it's 2 on the back and 2 on the front. And you just keep making your way around. When you get to that first stitch, make your slip stitch. And then you can add another row if you want to. So that's pretty much it. When I come back, I will have everything together. I will have the edges done. I will have my neck area done. And that'll be it.
Okay, so here is the red one. At the neck portion, I made some single crochets for a few rows, and then I made some more granny stitches going upwards. This is the back portion. Let's look at the brown one. Okay, so here is the brown and beige one. I think it is quite cute. This is what my edging looks like. I didn't put edging on the red one, so that's up to you. But I think it came out really cute. So I want to thank you for watching this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.